Good evening, everyone. It is a marvelous Monday, and we are back with the recap with the duo, Prince Royaire and Queen Diva. Welcome back, everybody. Listen, it is a marvelous Monday here on the second day of March. And Diva, you know what time of the year it is, honey?
Ooh, what time of the year is it?
Aries season is upon us.
What's going? I'm being all slow. I'm like, what? Yeah, come on, holla to the Aries. You know what? And so that means I can't do no math. What is it? 21, 20? Is it 21 days? No, less than 21 days because my birthday's on the 21st. No, it's like 20, like 19 days. 19 days is my birthday. Okay, holla.
Listen, let people know when your birthday is.
Oh, March 21st.
March 21st, March 31st. Woo, woo. Okay, so y'all see why me and the Diva.
Yes, that's probably why we see each other.
Okay. We see each other, okay?
Okay.
We are the dynamic duo, the Aries babies, okay? The king and the queen, the prince and the lady Diva. And we are here to recap the last episode of season 10 of the Real Housewives of Potomac. And Diva, overall, I believe that we need to give them a sitting down ovation for an excellent season 10 of the Real Housewives of Potomac. So people, in the chat, give it up to the Real Housewives of Potomac season 10.
But you know what, Roy? Yeah, I will say this. I'm going to be honest with you. We could have capped this thing off at 2 parts. I feel like they playing games. Like I feel like they got to stretch it out to 3 parts now for whatever reason. It was no for this reunion to be 3 parts. It wasn't.
That is very true. That is very much true. I don't believe that it should have been 3 parts either. But Cynthia said the more reunions you get, the more checks you get. So listen, if the girl's gonna get paid, I mean, I guess I'm here for it. But then again, you know, it was dragged out. You know, I could have definitely dealt without part 2. Jazzy really didn't bring nothing to the table. Kay and Angel ain't really done nothing all season. You know, it was what it was. You know, Monique came out and did her little one too. Like, I was just like,
nothing. And that crying over Karen, but we'll get to it. Oh my God, I don't want to cry. Like, I'm like, girl.
Oh my God. Well, listen, people, we are live on both channels, Royaire's World and Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva. Good evening, everybody. We appreciate y'all joining us. Listen, I wanted, before we jump into anything else as well, Diva, I want to take a moment to shout out our viewers, our supporters, our family that show up every week, whether we on schedule or not. Y'all still show up. Y'all leave comments in the comment section. Y'all support us week in and week out, and we totally appreciate each and every one of you that come through every week and support our channels. You know, our subscribers have been going up, our views have been going up, our likes have been going up, and that is only because of your support. So we thank you so much for staying with us for 20 weeks. The show has been on for 20 weeks, and we've been more than 20 weeks, really, because, you know, they skipped a few weeks, but, you know, we've been riding this thing out, and so we appreciate y'all.
We dedicated a whole quarter of our life to this. We can't Potomac all this time.
This ain't easy. You got to pay attention. You got to be tapped in and tuned in to at least give you all the viewers a show. You know, we already know it's hard to sit through an hour show on TV, so we try to come and bring some pizzazz to y'all. And so I think we have been doing this. So we appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for the love and support. And stick with us because we're going to continue to recap Married to Medicine. We have Atlanta coming, I hear, in maybe March, April time. Next Gen NYC is filming as well. Thank you so much, Paige. I mean, we got so many shows, Diva. We have the Ultimate Girls Trip coming as well, too. So we got some stuff to still recap. So we hope.
Are we doing Ultimate Girls Trip? Is
I
it worth
mean,
my time? Well, you know what? It is
we
that.
have to see.
So I guess we got to do it.
We
I guess
got to. We got to do the girls right. We have
all right,
to.
we got to do it. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do it. We'll do it.
But yes, so listen, make sure you hit the like button on both channels. We are live on Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva and Royaire's World. So make sure you hit the like button on both channels. We appreciate your support. Make sure you're subscribed and then hit that share button. Let the people know we are live and recapping the season finale of the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion part 3. So Diva, it's time for our favorite moment of, the evening. Let's get into this street news, okay, people? So, a little behind, but in the latter week of last week, it was announced that the son of Mary Cosby, Robert Jr., passed away on Monday. So, according to the Bravo Shade Room, Mary Cosby's statement on her son's passing. And she is from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I know we don't recap that show, but I was sharing with Diva. I think this is the first major, unfortunate passing that Bravo has seen of a Bravo celebrity or a Bravo kid, of my knowledge. So Robert Jr. passed away Monday in Utah. The cause of death is unclear, but police responded to a possible OD, and it turned into a death investigation upon arrival. Police in Salt Lake City tell us they responded Monday night to a call for a full arrest medical emergency for 23-year-old male. We're told fire and paramedic were dispatched. His death comes only a couple of months after his wife, Alexanne Smokeoff, filed for divorce. So this is her son, Robert Jr., for those who you don't know. And so here is what Mary tells TMZ. Our beloved son, Robert Jr., has been called home to the Lord through our hearts. Though our hearts ache, we take comfort in God's promise and knowing he is finally at peace. We are grateful for your prayers and trust in the Lord to carry us through this time of sorrow. So first of all, condolences to Mary and the family, of course. I don't have children, so I can't even imagine, having to walk in those shoes. But this is very unfortunate, Diva. I know that on the show they have talked about him, in substance abuse and having issues with substances. We know recently he was in jail, and so he got out of jail. And, money does not solve problems. Money does not happy. People with money have issues and problems just like everybody else in life. I believe, the famous rapper, I want to say Biggie, Diva, he said more money, more problems. And when we see more money, more problems. But, condolences to Mary. I have also heard that she will be filming this next season of Salt Lake City. So we will probably, and those who watch will probably walk through that journey with her as much as they show possibly in this next season of Salt Lake City's filming. So, Diva, anything you would like to share?
Well, of course, my condolences. Yes, this is very sad, right? A lot of people walk this unfortunate journey with the substance abuse. Some people survive forever, and you don't understand it. And other people, they succumb to it a little bit more easier than others. He's such a young kid. Super sad, that Mary had to bury her son at the tender age of 23. But I think overall, I feel like the world needs to do better on this substance abuse, right? It's an epidemic, and I think that it needs to be dealt with. It's super, super sad. And my heart breaks for her. And, this is not in a bad way, but it's probably best for her to get back to work, because sometimes in those situations, you're sitting home and you're replaying stuff in your mind, which is not going to be good for you, right? So maybe it is best that she just go ahead and get back to work. This is tragic. This has happened to so many families that we're losing young ones to this substance abuse so fast and so easy. And I really think that more needs to be done. My heart breaks for her. I wish her nothing but the best. And hopefully, her filming the show is going to help her, grieve, a little bit better, so to speak, maybe with the people just kind of surrounding her. I watched Salt Lake City for a little bit. It didn't really pull me in like that, so I'm not a Salt Lake City watcher. A lot of the Bravo shows I fell back off of, and I really continue to watch Atlanta, Potomac, and Married to Medicine out of nostalgic reasons, right? But because all of them are seeming to just be, I don't know. You know, they're getting to be a bit much, and some of them I can't take anymore. But I think until the bitter end, I will be watching Potomac, Married to Medicine, and Atlanta. They're going to carry me into the end.
Carry me out of Bravo.
You go back to Paige's. So Paige, she said, I have uncles that survived drug addiction for 20 years. Today is dangerous because of the fentanyl. There it is. Boom. And thank you for sharing, Paige. I have family members. I know of people addicted for years, and addiction is very heartbreaking. And we'll talk more and delve into it when we get to the part where Karen comes on the stage. But addiction is heartbreaking, and I can't say no more about it than it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like we said, we are definitely sending our prayers and condolences to Mary and her entire family, and best wishes to his ex-wife as well, though they were, possibly no longer together, it never still, counteracts the loss of it all. So sending prayers to her as well. So let's jump into this, Diva. Now, listen, people, as you can probably still hear, I'm kind of recovering still. So we're going to work through the night with what I got. And we all going to say thank the Lord and get up out of here on time, okay?
You're crazy. God, okay, go ahead. Yes. And don't worry, I feel, we do how we do. Go ahead.
Yeah, listen, the people are here and we are ready. So let's jump into this. Listen, make sure you hit the like button once again. We are live on both channels. We appreciate y'all for joining us tonight. And we are here recapping season 10, episode 20, part 3 of the Real Housewives of Potomac. The Grande versus the Professor is what I said. Because, whoo! What an evening with the Grande and the Professor. But before we get there, so we open up back with part 3. We have just experienced Monique coming out, okay? And so, Andy's saying, Monique has changed, and I'm so glad to see who you are. And you didn't accept, going on the second Ultimate Girls trip, and you have just really done the work. The same person who just pulls out the binder to pass it down to Andy for him to read off the tabs that you had from 5 years ago. Go sit down.
You still had it? Child. You know what? I'm the queen of a trash can, okay? I will throw something out, and then I need it. I'm like, oops, I threw that out.
That's why I don't throw stuff out. Listen, that is my problem now. Like, I keep everything, like, little offset. But even like birthday cards, Diva, I got birthday cards from middle school. Like, I love it. But anyways, so, Monique has a video, a voicemail. I don't know what it was particularly, but there was a voice of someone on her phone. Basically, from now, what we know in real time from Ashley, basically one of her children allegedly saying, that Stacey had been around or had told Chris that the kids were being filmed or all of this, something of that magnitude, pretty much. Okay. So Monique shares this audio of this being said while it's on film. And of course, they bleep out the whole thing because it just wasn't appropriate for TV. So, when Andy asked, well, Stacey, what do you know about this? Stacey, pretty much denied it all. She said, Monique, I just got out of a divorce and custody myself. Why would I do that to your family? I'm up in my house with my husband and my child, worried about what we have going on. Why would I do that to you? Okay? And let me say this, Stacey, and everybody in the chat. Let me say this, Diva, and everybody in the chat. Stacey was putting on a show. You hear me? I said, if this was a scene for an acting job, she got the role, okay?
Ink cut.
She got the job. Stacey got the job. Because I said, okay, I want to believe what you're saying, but I can't fall for it, boo. I can't fall for it. And only because
of a lifetime.
Come through. Lifetime, give Stacey a call.
Child.
Come through, Lifetime.
Why would I do that?
Why would I do that?
Listen, when she said be smarter than that, Monique.
Stacey's acting scene of denial and everything. You know, Andy goes on to ask, you know, well, have you communicated with Chris during any time of filming? And Stacey denied having any conversation with him. You know, Monique said, I would believe you, but you showed me text messages of him texting you even before we really met and started filming, okay? And so Bravo, of course, gives us a flashback back at the dinner when Stacey pulled out her phone. See, here he is. Reach out to me. I said. So then, you know, Kay jumps into the conversation. And Diva, let me tell you something. I'm sick of Kay. You can defend and talk for everybody else, but when it comes to yourself, you always looking like a fool with your pants on the ground. Like, girl. So Kay jumps in the conversation and says, well, the same day that Monique opened up about everything that she was going through, I got a call from Cookie, and Cookie was upset. And she said that if this doesn't get worked out, that there will be a cease and desist sent, okay? And so Monique did share with us when she came on stage last week that she received a cease and desist in the mail, so she really couldn't talk about it. But Diva, for somebody to receive a cease and desist in the mail, you still doing a whole lot of talking about something that you shouldn't be talking about. Let's see. Andy said he was watching Wendy. You know, he was watching body language from the ladies, and he was looking and taking in that Wendy was waiting on Stacey to confess to what was being said. And so Wendy said, well, you know, I'm not looking for a confession. I'm just seeing that the tides are turning. And she wanted to know what Monique felt about the situation. Monique, you know, said, you know, she wants to believe Stacey, but she's got this evidence, and she's going to ride with, you know, the evidence based off of what she had. Why would this individual lie and make up, you know, this information? So, you know, at the end of the day, all bets are off for Stacey, okay? You know, nobody believes Stacey. I don't know if Stacey believes Stacey at this point. You know, it just like Stacey showing up and she's doing the best that she can. So anything on that opening scene, leaving off from last week?
Yeah, the scene was everything. Okay. Because Stacey, when it was playing, she was like,
clutching my pearls.
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
Why would I do that, Monique? Why? I got my own family. I was going through a divorce too. Back with my husband and my child, and we lived together. She said, we lived together. And she told Monique, be smarter than that. Just look at who this coming from. This is coming from Cookie. I wanted to slap, and I ain't into violence. I want to slap Kay. Like, shut up. And stop inserting yourself in everything. Like every time somebody tried to talk, she's inserting herself in the conversation. And then Tia talking about, we got to get to the bottom of this. Tia, you a day late and a dollar short. The time to perform and show us what you got is during the season. Yeah. Not at the 11th hour after reunion, trying to prove that you are worthy to come back and get a check.
After you done brought out your picture frame, girl, bye.
Like, It's like, come on. She just kept inserting and inserting herself. I'm like, girl, you underperformed during the season, and now you're trying to make it up, and it's too late because you're making a fool out of yourself. So shut up. And Tia talking about, we just need to get to the bottom of this because this wasn't right. Monique, when you came and told us all about your family, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And Andy talking about she changed. I said, Andy, are you feeling okay?
No.
At that part. Because I was like, Monique didn't change. You come out with a binder, you being messy, you playing an audio that is allegedly your kid. Who does that and why? I would never.
It's not that
I
deep.
would just have to take the hit.
Yeah.
And
it's
see,
just not that deep.
Yeah, and you're going to be on this show, and you another one. Who was the other one that couldn't show their kids? Remember when the Real Housewives of Atlanta first started, and Lisa Wu was on there? And remember, yes. I think her ex was Keith Sweat.
Yes,
and she said, you better not put my kid on that TV. Yes, it's dreadful. When you got a family, you can't even show your family.
Not your own family.
Not your, and remember Lisa Wu, remember we was dragging her at first because when she did the opening, it was her, it was the new baby, and it was her new husband at the time. And we was like, what about your other kid? But that ex-husband told her, don't you dare.
Yeah.
So Monique's husband told her straight up front, don't you put my kids on that TV. So no, but you know he's being messy because he just don't want her to make the money. He being messy, but you know what? It is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So Monique did not change.
So why not drag her? I guess he figured. Because she dragged him bad.
She dragged him bad. And Monique did not change. And Stacey's not going to change. Listen, Stacey told us half truths all season. Why do y'all think she was going to come up on this couch and tell us any truth? Especially when she back with Timu. She don't want him to know about any indiscretions she perhaps had while they was not together for 3 months. Because it seemed like they was only separated for 3 months.
Literally.
Or maybe 5 at best. 90 days.
Divorce papers wasn't even final.
Exactly. They had a 90-day separation and she did the most. Apparently.
Well, listen, Diva. I want to do a poll real quick because a lot of people are saying that they believe Stacey.
Sherry. Hey, Sherry.
Let's drop a poll on our channels.
We can drop a poll. Listen, my thing is whether I believe Stacey or not. I know how Stacey is. Stacey's performative. Period. And honey, and she know how to do the boomerang on you. That's why she told Monique to be smarter than that. She said this information is coming from Cookie. So she said, she pretty much told Monique, use your brain. And when Wendy said to her, what did Wendy say? When Andy's so shady. When Andy said, Wendy, I read body language. And Wendy, it's like you sitting there like your body is saying, like you waiting for Stacey to confess to something. And then Wendy, because Wendy's was in the hot seat herself, so she ain't gonna come too hard at nobody. Wendy was like, well, she said some stupid stuff, and then she said, Monique, what do you think? So if Monique wasn't gonna come hard, this is Monique's situation. And for me, if Monique wasn't gonna come hard and really go after Stacey, then why should we? Why should we?
Listen.
Monique was all easy in it. She didn't do anything. She didn't say anything to Stacey about why you this, that, and the other. When Stacey told her to be smarter than that, Monique ain't really say much. So whatever.
Yes. Listen, I have dropped the link to the poll. I've started a poll. I asked, who do you believe, Stacey or Wendy? There's an option for Stacey and an option for Wendy. Go and vote, and we will get back to that.
But why did you put Stacey or Wendy? What did Wendy say?
Oh, Jesus. I meant Monique. I put Monique in the chat. I'm sorry. I did put Monique on there. Okay. I don't know what. I think we was talking about. Who did I put? Who I put on here? Yeah, I put Stacy or Monique. Sorry. Yeah, so it's right on there, y'all. Yes. Take the poll. Just click that link. It'll send to my channel. You could take the poll, or you could take it over on Divas if she's putting one up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on.
Okay, yes. So Stacy or Wendy, Stacy or Monique. So anything on that other first part, Diva?
I'm gonna just put, do you believe Stacy? Okay, because Stacy said she would never. Okay, why would I do that?
Why would I do that?
I got a husband. Yeah, I got a husband. I'm back with my kid, and we live together. Home family. Why would I do that to your family? Child, that thing, you got to give it to her. You listen. Wasn't it Vogue? Was it Vogue that gave her that award?
That gave her, yes, they did. Mm-hmm.
Well, honey, she deserved it. She deserved it.
Here is Diva's link. If you are on my channel and want to go over there and vote, make sure you hit her link as well. And then you can hit the like button on both of our channels tonight, everybody. But yeah, I was like, listen, why? I totally believe Stacy. I mean, I believe Stacy can do some shady things, but I don't think she's willing to stoop that low. For what? She's already secured her check. The audience already loves her. What real reason would she have to go and do something like this? Use your brain. Use your brain, Monique. Like, use your brain.
That girl right there. And Monique ain't say nothing when she said that to her.
Nothing. Okay.
Oh, Vanity Fair. Thank you, JK.
Okay. Thank you.
Vanity Fair. They gave her that award, and you know what? And she playing it to the bitter end. Now use your brain.
She said what she said. All righty. Well, if nothing else, we'll jump into our next section. So we have a segment and a package on hosting trips. We have Giselle hosting Nevis, and then we have Angel in the whole Colorado trip situation. Okay. So Andy asks, at the beginning of that package, as we seen in the Nevis vacation, that Stacy did not get her name monogrammed on a robe, nor did she have the right size of the robe. And so Andy asked, did Giselle regret any of those things? She said she did not regret treating Stacy the way she did on the trip, but she does regret giving Stacy the wrong size robe. And she said it was all in good shade. Okay. I think Giselle uses the word shade to be an excuse for her being a mean girl and a messy person. And it's not cool, because those who do give fun shade, it gives it a bad reputation of what real fun shade is versus just flat out being a mean girl. But we know Giselle. Andy asks Angel, why did she have so many sit down silent events? And so Angel says she realized that this is not the group for that, and she will not do that again. If given the opportunity, I guess, to come back, hopefully she won't do it again. Come on, Stacy. Stacy has coined the finger pointing.
Not in giving the opportunity, girl. You will not be given no more opportunity.
Babu, we good.
Bye. Yeah.
Andy asked the ladies, would they consider being in a singing group after singing the Black National Anthem? Some of the ladies said yes. He asked who would be the Beyonce. Ashley said me, of course. I don't know who said it, but somebody said Roberta Flack is rolling in her grave. Oh my God, that was weak. Andy asked Stacy about her potato salad from Potomac and Ponies. He asked the ladies, nobody really had anything to say. Only Wendy. She said it was good. I've had worse. Stacy said you didn't have to say all that, Wendy. It was good was enough, okay?
Not I had worse.
Thought it was bottom of the barrel potato salad, but okay.
Oh, God.
Let's see. Andy brings up the Colorado trip, and things get it heating. Excuse me, things getting heated from the ladies being in two separate houses, the water not working. The location as far as falling through with the fishing trip or whatever they was gonna do. I mean, just the whole negative experience of the girls' trip in Colorado. Angel said that she understands why it was so important to have one house. And if she knew that this was not that type of group, she would have gotten one house. And my thing to that is, Angel, where did you think you were coming? We've been on the air for 10 years and you ain't watched not one episode. Even if you ain't watched Potomac, you ain't seen Housewives of Atlanta, New York, Jersey, any of the girls, none of them. And I was just like, for you to supposed to be coming to the reunion to clean up the mess that you did this season, you are giving me no reason to want to green light you for a season 2. Like, I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. She put, some of the viewers were happy to see that she put Ashley and Giselle in the small room. She said that was kind of get back and shade to them. Andy mentioned, Giselle taking the trip, and did anybody feel Giselle taking over was out of pocket or she was out of line? Kay says she did. Giselle said, of course you would feel that way because you were staying at Angel's house, which was right. You weren't at the house with the other lady, so you didn't have the same experience that everybody else had, number one. And number two, all of a sudden you want to stand up for your friend now and say, oh no, I think you, girl, after you done chin checked her the whole season, sit back and shut up. Be quiet. I'm just so over Kay. Angel apologized again. Giselle felt that should have been, given to them when all of this was going down and it was too late for the apology. And which I will say, Angel did try to give the apology on the plane, but Giselle wasn't trying to hear it. Angel felt that it was a priority. Tomato.
Oh, God. I cannot. Honey.
Tomato, boo. Angel felt it was priority to find the new house versus profusely apologizing to the ladies. Andy asked, how did they get lost? Angel talked about, she got a pin drop and, it didn't show up or whatever. So that was pretty much that scene, Diva. I said everything I wanted to kind of say during my talk. So whatever you would like to share.
You know what, Angel, I think there has been no other housewife that has been this involved. Tia, she's not getting judged because she ain't do nothing. She went to her dad's house with her sister and, sat on the steps and took a picture and called her husband the nanny. So, I mean, we ain't got much to judge her on. Angel had several events, and all the events was an epic fail because she was trying to do, all she could think of is, let me do some meditation stuff. And then the other meditation, remember, they was all on the ground and she was sitting high up on the rock. Angel just doesn't get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this girl is just dense. And in her mind, Angel is all that. When Giselle says she calls herself the Queen of Colorado and she don't even know where she going, where she at, or what she doing. She said that's problematic. And listen, like Giselle or not, Giselle was right. That is problematic. Now, Giselle's poor excuse of Nevis and why she gave, Stacey the role without her name on it. The whole season, all Giselle did was pick on Stacey. And I was over it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like ridiculous to me. But Angel, she dug her own grave and she did her own demise. And she told them on that stage, like, okay, I'm done with y'all picking on me. And she always tries to use these words where you need the dictionary. I'm like, Angel, that's not, just because you're using these words, that's not going to help you. You know what I'm saying? And Kay, in that moment, Kay needed to shut up and sit down. You know what? I just like, what was it? Eugene and them had a timeout for their trip. We need to put Kay in the corner in the timeout because she was constantly cutting people off.
Go stand by the horse over there.
And don't come back until we tell you to.
Period.
I was thinking and Giselle was right. You was in a house that had running water. So this is not your conversation on your fight the head. Oh, I think y'all being... No, we're not being hard on her. She didn't check on them. They didn't have no water. I am sick of her. And so you talking about if you get another chance, Angel, we could probably give you the blueprint and you still wouldn't be able to get it. You know, because you, for whatever reason, I don't know what Kay has over her, but for whatever reason, she feels so indebted to Kay, and she let Kay chin check her from the moment she stepped on the set all the way through reunion part 1, 2, and 3. It was
not through the moment she stepped on the set. Because you heard her in part 3 was like, I need you to move over your dress so I can have somewhere to sit.
I was like, yo, this girl is supposed to be 20 years deep, and this girl playing you out all the way to the bitter end. Come on, Angel. Angel, you the one with a husband. She don't even got a fiance. You the one with the house. She's trying to negotiate a condo. Angel, stand up, girl, and be who you are. It's ridiculous. So she chin checked Angel from the moment to the bitter end, all the way through this unnecessary 3-part reunion series and uncensored whatever. I was like, okay, I have enough, okay? And so Angel couldn't even really, she couldn't even really, every time Angel did answer a question, and maybe that's why Kay was trying to help her. Maybe that's why Kay was trying to help her. Because every time Angel did answer a question, it was a word salad. You know what I mean? It was like, because I tried, and now I know this group ain't the group to be doing that. And then finally said, Andy said, you know what, we ain't going to visit this trip anymore. But Andy is shady too, because Andy said this is the first time in history where he did
it at a gas station. This has been the first time in history on any show that we've ended at it. I said, not any show.
I said, Andy is messy and shady as they come. I sat up in my bed. I said, no, he didn't do that. Yes, he said it's the first time ever. And honey, when they played that clip and Giselle said, I don't do gas station food, I don't do this, I don't do that. I said, Angie, baby girl, this was an epic fail for you.
Child.
Epic fail. Now he said in history they ain't never in at no gas station. Now what kind of performance?
On the side of the road. I said, not the side of the road. Ooh.
You
drinking
want the
gas station liquor, Diva.
You want the boss to say not ever, ever, ever. As many Bravo shows as they had, he said never.
Never.
Angel.
In history.
Angel, no, Angel, you won't be doing this again. No, Angel.
Yeah.
And you know what, Angel, it's a shame because you really got a husband with kids.
Okay, everybody is saying that Monique has posted on Instagram, and somebody said Twitter earlier, gaining new info since the reunion. She does not believe Stacey would. It was Stacey that reached out to Chris. Okay,
so I could believe that too.
Mm-hmm.
I could believe that too.
Yeah,
but either way though, Stacey will see. Monique is performing it too. Then.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because Monique was on a reunion acting like Stacey and she had the bombshell information. And I know you ain't going to be able to play this. You know what, Monique? Go sit down. Because Monique is doing that. You know why, Royaire? Because she want to come back to the show too. No, Monique, we don't need you.
Mm-mm. Thank you for your service.
Not thank you for your service. In that triangle, that school project outfit you have.
Did you hear Andy talk about hey triangle?
Andy is work. Andy's work. Yeah, Andy's work.
Not your boy needs you. Come on, T'Challa.
Oh God. Yeah,
Oh,
you
my
know what?
goodness.
Our 50 Gold said there's slim pickings for next season. It is.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It is.
You know, Diva, it's a lot of allegations in the streets that, you know, some people may not be back next season. You know, some people may be there next season. We got this stuff with Wendy going on. I mean, it's a very big toss up. And, you know, as we're preparing to go into our next scene, you know, speaking with the Grand Dame, I'll just go ahead and say this as we get ready to get into it. Based off of the performance that I seen last night from Karen, I don't know that Karen is ready to come back to the show and be around these ladies as they drink and as they parlay and entertain one another. I don't know. I just me. I don't know.
You know what I'm gonna say? We're gonna let Karen live because
Mhm.
on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Kyle Richards' sister, we let her live. We let her live. She came back.
Okay.
She came back. And she was all kinds of drunk and everything on the screen, and they was giving her a check. Emmanuel was saying Karen seemed a little tipsy last night. Listen, you know what? Honestly, I don't know what Karen was or wasn't last night, but I would say this for sure. There are so many other people in the Bravo universe that have come back to their show and did the absolute most, and they still got a check. Yeah, but she took multiple seasons off. I don't care how many seasons she took off. She still came back drunk. So the seasons off didn't help her. She still came back drunk. Listen, Luann, yeah, Kim was painting walls. Yeah, come on. Listen, Luann, what's her name? Luann from the Real Housewives of New York. She slapped the whole cop. Okay. She slapped the popo. So you gotta miss me with the nonsense. With we gonna judge Karen? And listen, addiction is addiction. We let Teresa Giudice went to jail and she came back. Mary Cosby, who everybody loves on the Real Housewives of which one is she on?
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City. She was accused of running a whole cult with the church and taking money from the people. So if we can have all it, Erica Jane's husband is in jail. Erica Jane said her husband flipped over a mountain 17 times and still lived. And they live in California where they said it, you know, it never rains in sunny California. She said it was a whole snowstorm, and that's how he rolled off the bank and all of this other stuff. So all I'm saying is, and who did it? Was Live had so all I'm saying is that, you know what? I'm going to give Karen a moment. Oh yeah, don't forget. Come on, Shannon. A whole, excuse me, drunk and all of that. Stayed up on the show.
Oh, who's Shannon? I don't know who that is.
Oh, I think Shannon is what. Remind me, Emmanuel. Is she Ocean County? Which one is she?
Oh, okay. I didn't watch them.
So yeah. So you know, I swear to goodness, I'm telling y'all right now, and y'all know I don't get. And Erica Jane, I believe, is getting sued for $29 million right now. Come on, Monique. So miss me with the nonsense of Orange County. Thank you, Emmanuel, for Orange County, Shannon. So miss me with the nonsense of we gonna judge a Karen so harshly. She did not actually hit nobody. She hit the tree. Okay. And listen, if Karen to relapse, she's gonna relapse without being on the Real Housewives of Potomac. So my vote is, come on, Karen. Let's see. And listen, and we're going to get to it right here. But Karen, at first, she was all, she was all, she was all.
She just hit a tree. Thank God. Yeah, this time it was just a tree.
Listen, when Karen was recovery, she was all humble. She said she ain't gonna come back as the Grande. She just gonna be Karen. And then last night she talked about she ain't throwing away her title. She is the Grande. She got to get the people within.
Oh my God.
If I keep
my Karen gonna bring her drunk ass right back on here and act the damn fool. And I just
you know what? Well, if I keep it 100, do I think Karen taking ownership? No. Do I think Karen believes she got a problem? No. Because when she sat up there and said she is the Grande Dame and she taking her title back, she got to get the people what they want. I said,
oh my God.
Healing did not come her way.
At all.
She said, what now? She swore up and down she was not coming back as the Grande Dame. But she said, can't nobody take her title away. The people gave it to her, and the people want her to be the Grande Dame, and that's who she gonna be.
Thomas Jefferson's concubine.
And Royaire, when they show her coming in, honey, she had on her fur coat. Okay, you better not play with her. Okay,
the original fur that Thomas got her.
So where she get the key to? The Surrey County, honey. Honey.
Oh my God.
The queen of Surrey County has arrived. Cool.
She's the only one that
Listen, she cut a fool on that couch.
Oh my God, my stomach.
She cut a fool on that couch. No, she was messy. She arrogant as hell, Royaire, for somebody who just did a stint in the pen. She looked down there and said, that, well, by the way, I'm the only one that lives in Potomac. Well, you better let the people on that couch know. Yeah, Monique, that coat was everything. Now, I don't want Peter coming after me, but I would have liked to have that fur coat. But honey, no, she walked up there in her fur coat and let the people know she is still the Grande Dame.
Oh my God.
She's the only one for the Real Housewives of Potomac. She's the only one on that couch that lives in Potomac. Y'all better ask somebody.
Oh my God. Baby, y'all have tickled me tonight.
Now, to me, if Angel really bought that house in Potomac, that was Angel's chance to say, but I just bought a house in Potomac. You see what I'm saying? No, that Grande Dame, she sat there. Now, how the Grande Dame wasn't on the whole season and she came on that couch for 2.2 seconds.
Just laid everybody out.
Laid everybody out and told Wendy, shut the F up.
Because you're talking too much.
Take it from me. I know. And I don't want to see you go to jail, Wendy. And if you don't know anything, Wendy, like the Karen you used to like and listen to me. I said,
Oh my God.
We had to give an award for performance of the night at the reunion. It goes to Karen. Because she should have won. Nobody said nothing. She said, I'm the only one who lives in Potomac. I said, "Oh, I thought Giselle lived in Potomac."
Which is why I didn't understand why everybody was being shady towards Wendy, talking about she live in Tim, but like none of y'all live in Potomac, and I think Karen lives on the outskirts of Potomac as well because
nobody corrected her. Nobody corrected her.
They know better than to speak over the Grand Dame, okay?
So she's keeping her title. She keeping her title. And I'm the only one that lives in Potomac.
How you doing?
How you doing?
We need to recap it at this point.
We didn't get to her, but no Royaire. When she turned to stage, she said, "You still lying?"
No, it was her looking down the couch talking about.
I said, but you know what's funny though, Royaire? Stacey didn't really come for Karen like that.
They know better. They know who the queen is. They know Karen came fired up and ready to go off on these girls. She been sitting back for a whole season. She has watched what everybody said.
No, she got out. So we do got stuff to talk about because the way Andy dismissed Jazzy, I clutched my pearls.
Okay, well, let me run through this real quick. So,
not you're dismissed.
Oh my God. Done with it. Moving on, okay? And that is exactly what he said. Moving on.
That's all your 3 dozen roses on your dresses. Y'all dismissed. I said, "Oh, child.
We're gonna say goodbye to Jazzy." Oh my God!
Don't say nothing else right now. We're gonna say goodbye to Jazzy.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so we come back with the Grand Dame. I'll just go through this real quick, y'all. We come back with the Grand Dame. She comes out looking youthful and beautiful. I mean, and I will give her that. I mean, she came out and she was welcomed by her court. Okay, the ladies they greeted, "Hello, how you doing? Good to see you." So Andy goes into talking about Karen, how she feeling. She looks good. Karen says she never needed the Grand Dame title. She appreciated it. She tried to let it go. The people won't let it go. So here she is. Okay, the ladies were super excited to have Karen back. Andy asks, has she met any of the newbies? She says she met Angel. She's got good energy. She enjoyed her. She wished she could have called her sometimes and, gave her some advice. But overall, she really likes Angel. I did not see that she talked about Tia at all. So it's given that she don't like Tia either because she didn't say anything, didn't look in that direction, nothing, Diva. So maybe you
didn't say anything because I already told you there was nothing to say about Tia. She went to her dad's house. She called him.
Okay. Andy asked, who was the most supportive? Karen said Giselle. That Giselle, made her smile a lot. She was putting letters in her mailbox, and Karen said that she kept all of those letters, and I will say this, Diva, because I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I think that underneath Giselle is really a good woman in her core. I think it's in her somewhere because
I can roll with that.
She has really shown a lot of support. Even in this episode, she's shown a lot of support towards Wendy in this situation, and she don't have to be like that. We already know how Giselle is. And out of all of the ladies who did not stand with Wendy, she stuck by Wendy's side tonight in the conversations, and we'll get to that. But I can see why people really like Giselle. She seems to be a cool person at her core.
I think a lot of them, they get so performative for this check that they lose themselves. Yeah. I'm gonna be very, very honest with you. I do agree with you on that. I do agree. I feel like if it wasn't for this show, we would probably see the better side of people, but they know that they have to be performative for the check. And that's why she said, oh, I was being shady. That's why I didn't give, Stacey, blah, 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 whatever. Because somebody has to be the person they picked on. What's unfortunate for Angel is she gave them stuff to do it. Where with Stacey, Giselle had to make up stuff, right? By not giving her role and trying to push her buttons. But Angel just gave it right to her on a platter.
Yeah. Karen's reaction to the season regarding Giselle's AARP joke, she just ignored it, she kikied at it or whatever. Andy had questions regarding Stacey and hers relationship. Karen asked Stacey, did she lie again this season? Like I said, she's looking down on the couch, like looking for Stacey. I was cracking up. I was like, Karen is out of pocket. Okay. Stacey said that she was not lying about what was she lying about? Well, Karen said, well, first of all, your boyfriend that wasn't your boyfriend last season. And then she brings up, the dating Chris situation. And she is the only one that lives in Potomac on this couch. So if anybody would know, she would know. I said, oh. Sip my tea. Stacey, said it's not true at all. And so, Andy was kind of curious of where their relationship is. And so, Stacey said, well, obviously, it is what it is. She coming with all the energy. Karen said that,
Karen did the boomerang and act like, they could figure something out to be friends. Child, they all performative. They all performative, okay?
She said, we on new beginnings, but just don't lie to me again. Coming from the in denial chick who denied it, like, girl.
Right. That's right. Well, honey, listen. She put a spin on that Royaire because she said she preferred to say she's in a lifetime recovery.
Lifetime, okay. And so, speaking of lifetime recovery, that's where Andy goes. Andy speaks how Karen was not really willing to say that she was an alcoholic in their interview when they talked. And so, Karen says she chooses to say that she's not an alcoholic. That's her choice. And she would rather be in lifetime recovery from all of her addictions than to claim just one. I said, not all your addictions.
Let the church say amen to that. Okay, you ain't gonna put no labels on the grande. She gonna tell you what she gonna embrace. And people can't tell me how to recover. So I'm gonna say I'm in lifetime recovery. That's what I
choose. Lifetime recovery. Look, you in lifetime recovery, Karen. So we here for it. We just glad that you're recovering, and hopefully we can stay on the same path. Okay. Monique then, speaks up, and she said she didn't want to speak because she knew she was going to get emotional. And so, she shared how she seen Karen at her worst when her parents passed. And so she's glad to see that Karen has done the work and, all of this. So that was her moment. Andy mentioned
Prince, Royaire, Monique sounded stupid. Because this girl just was in denial, talking about she'd rather just embrace lifetime recovery, and you saying she did the work.
Just as stupid as Andy talking about he see a change in her. They all blind and need to go to Leah's Craft.
And I think they having a buy one, get one sale. Go there today.
Child, listen, get your eyes checked. So Andy mentioned how proud he was of Karen. Andy asked, about the legal seafood situation. Karen said she's finally glad Ashley got one story right out of all the stories. Andy mentioned to Carrie that Wendy, was mentioning kind of the situation, and she said that Wendy was lying. Karen said she doesn't believe Wendy, and she doesn't believe that anybody is talking to Wendy. She just has no reason to believe. And she said, well, whoever it is, bring them up, pretty much. Excuse me. She said, bring them up. And Wendy said, well, it was a random man in a restaurant. We're all on a public platform. I mean,
Karen know how to, she quick with it. She like to be a different way.
Read and shut them down.
Who's talking to Wendy? Who's talking to Wendy? That was shade.
Honey, I was like, okay. Ooh, okay. Let's see. Andy also mentioned about Wendy being upset with Karen for not thanking her last Cindy. Wendy said, listen, Karen can give her flowers to who she wants, but I would be dishonest and unauthentic with myself if I didn't say, that it hurt my feelings. Karen felt distant from Wendy and that she felt Wendy betrayed her by listening in season 9, when Stacey said all of these things allegedly that Karen said about Wendy, and all of that came out at the season finale. And so, of course, Wendy kind of took hold to it and kind of rode with Stacey. Wendy felt also betrayed, by Karen. She said, when we were out picking out dishes for my 40th birthday, you betrayed me and called my mom a witch. She said, I stood by your side through this whole DUI situation. And, they brought us the flashback, when Wendy was sharing that. Karen felt that Wendy, Karen felt that if Wendy, Karen felt that Wendy saying that she was calling her mom a witch intentionally was, just disgusting of Wendy if she felt that she would technically, really say that about her mom. Wendy also was upset about Karen, like I said, talking about her to Stacey. Karen said it's disrespectful. I meant no disrespect to your mom. She said, I like Mama Susan. I particularly like when she told you to shut the F up this season, okay? And so they cut to a little break, and so we come back, and so she repeats it again. And so I was shocked about this moment because we hear a speak up from Giselle, which she says Karen, which is kind of like, okay, you've gone too far, Karen. Like, you're doing a lot. And that's, to me, I was like, Karen, now, you in lifetime recovery. You're supposed to be, healing, doing well, and you talking about you like when people tell people to shut the F up. I said, is Karen feeling herself tonight? Have we had a little something?
She will. I think it's something about that reunion in that couch. It all came back to just like that.
Yeah.
Not for nothing, because Karen wasn't in jail that long, and I'm not promoting anybody to be in jail or whatever the case may be, but she wasn't in that long, and I think it didn't really sink in because she came back, sat on that couch, and she took on that persona. She was the grande dame again.
Slave.
Yeah.
She said, Wendy, you need to be quiet. You talking too much. And I'm trying to help you. Take it from somebody that knows. You're telling too much of your story, and they are watching. So, Andy, they kind of went back and forth. Wendy was saying, listen, I understand. I hear you. I see you. It is what it is. Andy kind of ended that conversation, basically saying they have both betrayed one another, and we're not going to fix this tonight. And so they kind of moved on from that, Diva. So that was that whole package right there. I know we kind of really talked about it before the moment.
Yeah, it was what it was. And it is interesting. I will say, and we'll get to this, right? But I'll say it quick now. The girls really was light on Wendy. So that to me showed that at the end of the day, no matter how much shade these girls can throw against each other, they really did not come that hard at Wendy. And I think they didn't come that hard at Wendy because I think at the core of Royaire, they all are nervous, like this girl is really going to do time.
Yeah.
So I think Karen was giving her good advice because Karen learned for the however many minutes Karen was sober, she learned that she was being ridiculous. Because remember, they did offer Karen a plea deal. And she didn't take it because she was still in denial. Karen was in denial up until that moment where they put them handcuffs on her and told her, you going to jail. Okay. And she had to say, bye, Ray, you going to be all right. No, Ray knew he was going to be all right because he wasn't going to jail. He was trying to make sure you was going to be okay. So I really think that Karen was giving her good advice to say, girl, they are watching this. They waiting every moment, just like they watched your Instagram and saw that you had the picture with your ring on it that you claimed was stolen. They are watching and they're hearing every word you said. And you're doubling down on this situation about what happened. And, they're going to look at that and say, okay, just like they did with Karen, they're going to say, like, no remorse. So, I thought, it was the package, but I will say this. I think that overall, Wendy handled herself well. She talked too much, but she handled herself well.
Yeah, she did a great job. I thought, Even and Karen was really coming for her, and we'll even kind of talk about this in our next scene, our last scene for the night. How Wendy, just like you said, she handled herself, not even just with Karen, with Kay, with Giselle, with and Giselle really didn't come for her, but Kay and Angel, they really tried to stick it to Wendy last night, and I think she did a good job. So let's jump into that package real quick, because we got a whole package of Wendy at the end of this episode, right before our final closeout. And so we go through Wendy started off the year with Happy Eddie doing really, really good. Wendy's successful. She's changing and redoing the house. Things are going great. And then we get to the final season, towards the end of the season, that we get this announcement of, Wendy being arrested along with Eddie, and this whole fallout of the allegations, of fraud that have come out, since all of this has happened. And so at the end of that package, Diva, we get a camera scene from Giselle, Ashley, and Kay, basically kind of saying like, some people felt Wendy knew about this. She should have been upfront and honest. I don't know why people do this. They know that people are watching, and if the audience has got the story, things are kind of solidified from there. And so, excuse me. That was part of that package right there at the end. So, right after the package, we see this emotional, just kind of still face from Wendy of just kind of shock, in my opinion. And then just this belief of everything. As we have talked about earlier at the beginning of part 1, Wendy has been on the show for 5 years. She has been, extremely proud of her educational background, where she comes from, her history. And, to now see Wendy in this place, Diva, it has been difficult to watch throughout this season. I know even with us watching on our recaps, we have said seeing certain scenes throughout this season has made us look at Wendy differently, knowing what we know in real time now. So Andy asks, how did Angel, or what did Angel mean when she said that she hopes that Wendy gets her day in court? Angel feels that Wendy was pretty much trying to take out all of her issues on Angel all season and blaming her for stuff that she didn't know about, instead of focusing on what she had going on. Thank you so much. Instead of focusing on what she had going on and what she was going through. Wendy said the last 3 to 4 months have not been easy. She's not worried about what others have to say about her. And so she's pressing forward. Andy also asked Kay, did she feel the same? Kay said that she's standing by what she said regarding the allegations with Wendy. She feels that their relationship suffered because Wendy was going through all of that throughout the season. Giselle said that she didn't, think that Wendy knew about the situation. She just couldn't remember if the robbery happened before the conversation in regards to Wendy saying she didn't know what her, who pays the house or who the lights is through and all of that, or if it was after that. And so then we do get a breakdown of Wendy explaining in 2004, right before filming season 9, the family went on vacation. They got back from their family vacation. One of the children went upstairs. They said that Zoe, the dog, made a mess. Wendy was confused about that. Eddie goes upstairs. He's seen basically that somebody broke into the house. He said it was a problem. They called the police. They did the police report. October 9th, they got a knock on the door. Eddie said, Wendy, the police are here. She came running down her runway saying, are the kids okay? Yes, the kids are okay. The officer asked, you may not remember me, but I'm the officer that took the robbery report. She said, oh, well, did y'all find the robber? He said, no, there was no burglary. Okay. And so
Child. There was no burglary. You about to be arrested. Oh my God.
Oh, I mean, yeah. So Andy asked Karen, did she reach out or hear from, did she reach out to Wendy, when she was arrested? Karen says she wishes nothing but the absolute best for, Wendy's children. She told Wendy to shut the F up because she's talking too much. Karen told her, you shouldn't have showed up to the reunion. I wouldn't have showed up if I were you. Any questions that Andy asked me on the stage, I would have told him that I can't answer for right now. And I think Karen is judging from a place, in my opinion, of delusion. you yourself said that you had not accepted your fate when all of that information was brought to you. So, you know, you didn't show up because you didn't believe anything that the people were saying. Wendy apparently believes that she did not do these things. And so she's standing by what she's saying and she's showing up for her job. She needs her check. I mean.
So if you remember, they interviewed Karen after she didn't come to the reunion, but she did get interviewed. I'm sure she got a check for that. So I think Karen was giving her real advice that was it was real good advice, really. Because she's like, instead of her, huh?
Do you think they would have done that same for when I felt that they always showed Karen so much grace because she was the grand. I mean, she is the Potomac show. She is that girl. I don't feel like they would have showed that same grace.
You could tell Wendy. I mean, you could tell Andy loves Wendy too. He even said it. Remember, he said you brought culture to this show, your education, you brought family. I think he really truly does love Wendy because she actually had a husband, and it's called the Real Housewives of Potomac. Right. So she had degrees, she had a husband, she had a children. And listen, from the beginning, Wendy showed us everything. And she said when she first started the show, she had just had Cameron or something like that, if I'm remembering correctly. So, you know, I do believe, you know, sometimes, like Cameron said herself, you may not like the messenger, but you need to catch the message. And the message was correct. You should shut the F up, because if they telling you themselves, listen, let's be clear, Royaire, police, you know, police get a lot of bad rap because a lot of times we hear about the bad things that police do. You don't hear that the police saved this person's life. You don't hear that the police helped deliver somebody's baby. You don't hear all of them stories, right? Very rarely. When we hear it, they shot the wrong person. They shot a person that didn't have a weapon. They took out a black person's life. They beat a black person up. That's the stories we hear. But let's be clear. Cops, when they are interviewing people, they know when somebody lying. Especially the veteran cops, right? And if the cop came and knocked on your door and said there was no robbery, there's a 90% chance that it probably wasn't no robbery. And I'm not saying, I'm just saying, right? Remember, when they told us the story, they allegedly did, the front door wasn't broken into. Okay? Wendy don't even say that in her story. That we came in, she said her daughter went upstairs and thought the dog did the mess. This little dog like this.
Well, I thought they had a couple of dogs. I thought.
Whatever, they ain't no bigger than this. And so your daughter knew that them dogs was at the doggy daycare. And in 2.2 seconds when y'all got home, that dog ran up the stairs and made that mess like that. Now Cameron's smart. Now I don't do the kids over here like that, but and you dragging your daughter in it just like Monique dragging her kid in it, playing some video. She was like, oh my God, the doggy made a mess. And remember, they said it was the second floor. They didn't come through the front door. So these people literally robbed your house and they got a whole ladder. Or did they scale the side of the house?
We trying to get Wendy off. We don't need your help.
Listen, and they got ADT. They had a whole alarm system. They went on vacation and they happened to leave the upstairs window a little open.
Look, Paige said, don't forget there was nothing on camera.
Nothing on the cameras. Oh my God. That cop came in. When he came to get him, he said, no, boo-boo. There was no robbery. Now turn around because we got a warrant for you and everything. And don't worry, the kids will be
on the prosecutor's side.
Who can you call? Okay.
Oh God.
It was like, who can you call to get the kids?
Listen.
Okay. Remember she told that story. Cameron was like, Mommy, why are we staying at Auntie's? You staying with Auntie and Nana. Because honey, the popo got your mother. Okay. So they scaled up, went through the window. And remember the guy said there was no dirt on the bathroom floor?
So they came through a mop this day.
Come on, they stole. And what did they do? They threw the purse and the ring and all that out the window. And they had somebody down at the bottom catching it. Because remember, they said the grass didn't even have no footprints or nothing like that in it.
Come on, Ghostbusters.
That's what the people said. The police said they even went downstairs and climbed up themselves. Remember they said that? They said they climbed up. That's what the police said. They said they climbed up, and when they climbed up, they got dirt and stuff on the bathroom floor. But the robbers didn't. Now I ain't got nothing against Wendy. I like Wendy, but something in the water ain't clean. And now she bringing little Cam into this. Now when they ask Cam to come get on that stand, Wendy, don't do that to her.
That story better be exactly rehearsed the way you said it.
Child, listen. She went upstairs
Oh
like,
my gosh.
But listen, when she told Andy the story and Cameron was sitting there, Cameron was like, this girl is stupid. She said, see, Wendy, she said, I took it out of context before, but that's why I told you to shut the F up, because I didn't want you to do that right there.
You're talking
and Wendy kept talking.
You're talking too much, Wendy. They are going to hear everything you say.
Listen, they have taken testimony. They have spoken to 2- and 3-year-olds. Girl, I worked in a hospital for years. They don't give, when they're trying to find out information, they don't care if they got to get it from your newborn baby. They're going to come. And she's old enough. And they're going to ask her in an indirect way. They're going to have a child psychologist. If they need to, they will pull in a child psychologist. They will have her coloring and acting like she playing. And then they're going to slip in the question. Do you remember the night your mother got run?
Look, we'll talk about they in trouble because Cam already talking about 2 phones, 2 iPads.
Yeah. Remember the night y'all came back from vacation? Can you tell me what happened? And then they let her color some more. Oh, draw a picture. Which I got 2 dogs. Draw a picture of your family, your mom, your dad, your brothers, and the 2 dogs. And then they're gonna say, did you go upstairs when you came home from vacation? So yeah, they will interview her and get the information. When they come to these insurance companies and fraud and them having to pay out money, they don't care what they're going to do. They will go to the nursing home to your grandmother that's 101.
With Alzheimer's.
They ain't playing.
Oh my God.
You will not play them out. So Karen sat there and said, I told you to shut the F up. Listen, let me tell you something. Angel, I just can't take her. Because she loved to bring in, she gotta let the people know that she educated. I think she used me as I was a red herring. I'm sitting there like,
girl, what are you talking about?
Obviously, she had something going on, and I was the red herring. No, girl, you was a hot, stinking, nasty mess. She didn't use you as no red herring. You was a hot mess. You took the people to your state where you got that beautiful home and all that land, and you got a whole company called Wonderland, and they didn't have no fun.
She could have pulled 2 double wides on that property.
That part. And wait, and listen, when Andy asked her about, the 67 credit cards and the aliases, honey, yeah, Pam, you messy. You said Pam and Oliver in trouble. Listen, they are. When he asked about the 67 credit cards, and she was calm. That's why I said they all performative. Don't just be mad at Stacey. They all performative. Now, Wendy got the words in her mouth. Okay? Because everything he asked her, the fan says this and the legal system says this. Well, I'm not going to fight the legal system. If that's what they want to say, they can say that. But my lawyers, they straightened it up in court. And I use no alias for none of the financial institutions for my 67 credit cards.
You need
on the packages that came to my house. And my lawyers, they cleared all of that up. But what do you want to say? Because they said you broke. If that's what the legal system say, that's what they say. I said, Wendy, you better answer, but not answer that question. He said the legal system want to say that she broke, then whatever. He said the people said, you stunting, you taking care of your mom, you renovated your house, you just need an outfit for the show so you can look nice on the show. She said, well, when you hit rock bottom like I did, you ain't going to give a darn what nobody else say about you. Wendy, for part 3, you get an award 2 for a great performance, honey. She said, well, you at rock bottom? People can talk about you. What do I care?
All we can do is hold hands and rise. And in the words of Stacey, still I rise.
Honey, we shall overcome. And then he asked her, well, did you think about who might watch the children? I'm not thinking about that. Because I'm still in this. It ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. And I ain't going to worry about who's going to be watching my kids. And Karen said, you know what, Wendy? I'm praying for you. Eddie. I don't know why I do this with your Royaire. And your kids. Because I don't want you to find out what life is like when they take away your liberties.
Oh my God.
After she
everything.
Her performance, Eddie came out there. Come on, Eddie. Bring Eddie out. Bring Eddie out.
He said, baby, okay, you need any water or anything? I'm okay.
Yeah.
Listen, Diva.
She had to say, listen. She had to and when Andy was saying that she was the greatest, he was like, yeah, don't make me cry. And Andy, you get the best hugs.
When I was at BravoCon, you wrapped your arms around me and I felt every part of me. And you didn't want to let go. I said, we are getting some scenes tonight and I am here for it all, okay?
Award goes to honey.
Wendy Osef.
He said the best hugs. And let me tell you something, Royaire. I like the way she speak Because Wendy know how to talk.
Mm-hmm.
She said, honey, she ain't going no, she ain't worry about nobody what they saying about her. She in a fight for her life. Think I'm a kid that people trying to say I was dressing for the show and paying for my mother bills.
Listen, and her final quote of the night that I want to say, she said, I am not out the storm yet, but I am a better woman already.
Oh, shoot.
Even while I'm in the storm. And I'm grateful for it. I said, what else is there to say? You have done your job. Give her all the check, okay? The full check. Yeah. The full check.
Wait. Tia's response was stupid. Angel's response was stupid. Kate's response was stupid. And wait, let's not forget, Royaire, before they did that, though, he did another dismissal. He dismissed. He said goodbye to the Grande.
And good night, triangle.
They got dismissed. And then, you know what? He needed the dismissal, though. You know why? Because then he brought out the champagne.
Listen.
That would have been terrible if we would have saw her grab a champagne.
I told you. Karen is not ready. They said we got to take her out before we bring the bubbly.
She probably had a swig in the back. I don't know. Well, yeah, I'm not fooling with you. I can't do this no more. She got her little, you know, my father used to call it a taste. She got her little taste in the back.
A little taste. A little switch.
Oh my God. I can't fool with you. I'm not fooling with you right now.
Well, listen, at the end of that, everybody, you know, the ladies closed out tonight. Andy thanked the ladies for a wonderful season 10. They brought out champagne. And that was pretty much the end of the episode of part 3, season 10 of the Real Housewives of Potomac. So at the end of every episode, we like to get our final thoughts and opinions. No, Karen can't come back. She will never live this down. Never.
No, you know what? No, for real. Wait, hold on. We gotta let the people know. We are here for recovery. She's in lifetime recovery.
And she don't need to admit that she's an alcoholic, okay?
Because I choose
to be sober across the board.
I choose what I want to title myself. And if I choose lifetime recovery as the words, don't worry about what I admitted to in that interview.
Okay.
I'm the Grande Dame.
Oh, my goodness.
You got it.
Yes. No package. What was there to show though? What were we gonna watch, Giselle? Well, I didn't get a package. Where's my package? You knew you wasn't getting no package because you ain't done nothing all season.
She did not know because they usually pull something together for her. And honey, when the whole cast said it, and when they gave Tia a package, and all she did was go to her father's old house. And they didn't sell a package. That is dreadful.
Oh my God! Come on,
listen. She gave her own package at the end, and Andy was like, okay, because the package wasn't nothing. She got businesses she gonna tell us about later. You may not get her later, girlfriend. Her daughter's an AKA.
Welcome to the sisterhood. Get into it. I was like, girl, okay, thank you for your services.
Yeah.
So listen, this has been our recap of season 10 of the Real Housewives of Potomac. We have been together for, as I said earlier, 20 weeks recapping this show. each and every one of you for joining us. At the end of every episode, we like to get your thoughts and opinions on the episode. So tonight we're going to do two things. If y'all can do this, we're going to make it work. We've done it before, so I'm pretty sure we can. I would like you to give a rating on a scale of 1 to 10 of this episode, part 3. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about part 3? And then I would like us to rate the season as a whole as season 10. So you can do question 1, you can give your answer, and then you can do part 2 as the season as a whole. So Diva, any your final thoughts on this part 3 episode, and then your rating on this episode?
2 was the episode that wasn't reunion part 2 wasn't really nothing. That's why I said they could have smashed this into just we didn't really need 3. But this part 3 was everything for me. Okay, Karen came out telling people to shut the F up. Wendy gave her performance. Wendy did well. She really did. She talked too much, but she did do well. She cried. You know what I'm trying to say? She let it know that he gives the best hugs in the world, and it was just great, right? So and Giselle, she stepped up. We never seen this from Giselle, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I think if Robin was still on the show, I think Wendy package might have went different.
I agree. I agree 100%.
I think Wendy package might have went different. But I think because Robin is gone, we're seeing a different side of Giselle and Wendy, in terms of the ladies, they really didn't, pressure that bad. So I did like this episode. I'm going to give this episode a 9, a strong 9. I did like it. I'm going to give the overall season a 9.5. I was thoroughly entertained. Stacey is needed for the show. Angel, she helped us get the commentary because, honey, tomatoes. Boo. and when she tried to apologize, said, too late. I'd rather have water. And when Kay tried to act like, there was other trips that didn't go well, and Giselle is correct. Having no water trumps everything. So Kay, shut up.
Yeah.
He was trying to tell us mold was in her room. Kay.
You was with a whole D dealer. I'm sure you'd have been in worse rooms, okay? Allegedly. Diva, I'm going to give this episode, I'm going to have to say a 10. I mean, this episode was so good. We got the Grand Dame, we got Wendy, and they were really the episode, if you may. They really gave us everything we needed. I totally love Stacey and Monique's moment, more so for Stacey because she was just so dramatic in the moment. Karen and Stacey, going at it, if you may. I mean, it was just an entertaining part 3 episode. Definitely could have went without part 2 with this part 3 that came in with it. So I mean, in all honesty, we could have cut out Jazzy and Kay scene altogether, smushed in Monique and Stacey, and then brought Karen out and been done with part 2. But the ladies trying to get their check, and I ain't gonna hate on the checks, okay? Give the reunion a 10. Yes, thank you.
Not for nothing, we could have did without Monique in that homemade outfit. And then they hair to match it.
Yeah. It was all over the place.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
It was like bootleg Wakanda.
Yeah. So Sass is giving it an 8. Justina is giving it an 8. Okay, Sass said an 8 for part 3, and you didn't watch the entire reunion. Okay, we thank you. An 8 overall for the season and a 7 for the episode. So for the season, I agree with you, Diva, a 9.5, but the episode was a 10 for me. So I'm giving it a 9.5 for the season. We got a 9 here. We have a 9 for Karen and Wendy for the season, and I would say a 7.5 or an 8. Okay. Let's see. Snoopy said for the episode he is giving it a 9, or they're giving it a 9. Paige said a 7 for part 3, a 9 for the whole season. Elisha said a 9 for the episode and an 8 for the season. Monique said a 10 for this episode and a 9 for Stacey and Angel. Okay. Ocean said an 8 for the episode, an 8 for a season. Snoopy said a 7.5 for the season. Part 3 was an 8. The season was a 9. Thank you, Emmanuel. A 9 and a 9 for both. Thank you, I am 50. Part 3, you're giving it a 9.5. The entire season a 10. Okay, yes. You'll give a 5 for the show and a 9 for the season because Karen sent the deers and sent a deer to rob Wendy. Not the deers. Let's see. Token is giving it the season a 10. And part 3 an 8 and a 30 for us. Thank you so much. We appreciate y'all. Well, listen, Diva, it sounds like that from our viewership that people truly enjoy. Oh my God. I'm really hoping not, but
you want to know what's sad about that? I'll say this real quick, Royaire. Now listen, if we'll go with allegedly, right? Allegedly if she lied. I'm not saying it's right by any means. I am not. But there are people out there who have took lives and just did some wild stuff. I do feel like they just let this thing get ahead of them and go too far. I do think that these ladies on these shows feel like that's why it was really supposed to be real people that had a ton of money for real, for real.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't feel this pressure to try to keep up because you really had the money, right? So that's the sad part to me. But as much as Kenya Moore is on these social media streets talking about she always had multiple jobs and multiple incomes and she's going to be fine. If you were going to be fine, we wouldn't be hearing about you owing the salon no money. We just wouldn't.
And how dumb do you sound talking about they owe you money from a renovation, but you don't think that you still got to pay your rent, honey?
She sounds stupid for somebody that has multiple streams of income.
And supposed to be Miss USA or Miss America, whatever she's supposed to be.
Yeah, listen, don't have her coming over here telling us we didn't get her title right. But you know what though? Okay, listen. But so it just doesn't make sense to me. So I feel bad that, but they got caught up. Listen, for you to think that you have seen others lose their Bravo job, and for you to think that maybe this thing will never come to you is just crazy work. You see what they did to Nene, and Nene. I'm gonna be very honest with you, Royaire. If we want to go back to the good old days of these reality TVs, it was Nene, it was Candy, it was Cynthia, because all of these girls was actually married, and it was the husbands on the show. That's why Married to Medicine is kicking it. Why? Because those husbands is starting to get into it now too.
Yeah.
Because you need a balance.
Yeah.
You can't, when you have one person with a husband, I'm gonna be honest with you, say this though too. Giselle does not like people that really have husbands. She did it to Wendy. She did it to Angel.
Yeah.
Monique did it to Angel. And Monique got the nerve, but she did it to Angel. Don't be projecting your bad marriage to Chris onto my marriage, because I do believe that Angel's husband loves her. And I do believe that, unfortunately, we saw the wrong side of Angel and her husband. But that was Angel's fault too, though.
Yeah.
She thought she could just come up there and be a pretty girl and be cute, and she thought she was going to win the people over, and she messed around and she found out.
She got catfished.
And chin checked by her own girlfriend.
Oh my God. Well, listen, everybody, it has been a joy and a pleasure to recap this full season 10 of the Real Housewives of Potomac. It is sad to see the show go, but the good news is we will still be here as we continue to recap Married to Medicine, season 12. Tomorrow we will be doing episode 12. And Diva, I caught the episode a little earlier today, and oh my, it's going to be a show tomorrow.
Well, let me just say this. We got to go because we held the people up for a while now. But I will say they are dragging Curtis in these social media streets for filth.
Really?
Oh yeah, because he want to act like God didn't bless.
God, yeah, child, listen.
They got him on a rotisserie stick. He is cooked.
I said, if this ain't the pot calling the kettle black, I don't know what it is.
I'm like, yo, are you delusional? Like, come on, yeah, not the cheetah. Hello. I was like, yo, listen, okay. No, they turn to him. They make it so every side is cooked, okay? Every side. Not you in the airport with your boo, and you talking about what God don't like.
And obviously, Jackie told him, if you're gonna cheat, at least go out the country and cheat, because
yeah, come on, Ocean. Wrong road, Curtis. Wrong road. Okay. Tomorrow Street News. Come on now. Well, we'll talk about it, y'all. But we done held y'all up enough. We want to say for this season, thank y'all so much for hanging out with us while we covered the Real Housewives of Potomac. We truly had a good time.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all. We truly had a good time. Royaire and I truly enjoy doing this. I wouldn't do this with nobody else but Royaire. Okay. And listen, give it up to Royaire, because honey, his note taking is sick. Y'all see when he be like, you gotta host, and I be like, wait, hold on, what happened? Wait, I can't even read my own notes. But Royaire breaks that thing down like it happened on the show, because I see it replaying in my mind verbatim. Yeah. So, like I said, I ain't doing this recap with nobody else. When Royaire give up on me, I won't be recapping.
Well, listen, as long as Bravo keep bringing up the shows, we're going to be here, because, you my boo. This is what we do. And listen, Aries for life, okay? This is my boo.
Come on, Aries. Come on with the Aries.
Listen, make sure y'all hit the like button on Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva and Royaire's World. Make sure you join Diva tonight for Trending Topics about 8:30. So make sure you tune in for that. And then join us back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. as we recap season 12, episode 12 of the of Married to Medicine.
You had some of that champagne.
Listen, champagne bubbles of love.
Oh my God! I get close us out, boys. Good night, y'all.
Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe, and we will see y'all tomorrow. And Diva, if we're lucky, we'll be back for season 11.
Listen, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. And toodaloo, everybody.
Toodaloo.
Royale's World.